Welcome to DynamicsPrint. In today's introductory session, I will be walking you through the estimation module inside DynamicsPrint. During this session, you will see how streamlined the workflow is, and you'll also see benefits around how flexible the job configuration is inside DynamicsPrint. Before we start, I'd like to ask a question which always comes up is, what is DynamicsPrint? DynamicsPrint is a business management system for printers. It's geared to meet needs of complex printing environments and is built on proven Microsoft Dynamics platform. I'm going to start by showing you the estimation module. The estimation module or the configuration is geared to meet needs for printing companies that have offset machines or digital machines or hybrid, meaning both. Or it's also meant for flexography, packaging industry, and direct mail and kitting functionality. For today's demo, I've prepared a 60-page plus cover booklet which can be printed on both offset and digital equipment. So let's just go in and see the job configuration or the specification for this estimate. So the 60-page plus cover book, we start by defining the page type, meaning if it's a cover, and the number of pages for the inside pages as well. As you can see, it's a 4-page cover and a 60-page text or inside pages. In DynamicsPrint, we can attach images to various fields, which makes the interface very graphical in nature and easy to use as well. So as you can see, I have a quantity of 2500 and my size is 8.5 by 11. If I go to the print overview tab, this is where I start to define the more print specification for the job itself. So I have the cover, but interestingly I have 2 lines for the 60-page text. And that's because the intelligence inside DynamicsPrint estimation platform is looking at the size of the job, it's looking at the size of the paper, and also the size of the work center, and is telling me that this book is best produced by doing a 16-page sheet-wise imposition for 3 sheets, and then also one 12-page, giving me 60 pages in total. So the next field is base or base product. A base product is a very important concept in DynamicsPrint. So think of a base product as a container for all your business rules. These business rules can be your manufacturing standards, such as you can have standards where you can say if my run quantity is less than 1000, you want to print the cover on a digital machine. If it's greater than 1000, you want to print it on an offset machine. Or if the number of colors is less than 4, you want to print it on a certain offset machine, and if not, you want to print it on a different offset machine. So all these variables or all these different job specs and the standards around them are stored in this container called base products. My cover is a 4-page by 4-page, and so are my text pages, and I have different paper number for my cover and the text as well. One of the things that estimators can do while configuring these templates is that they can check on how much is paper physical available while creating the estimates as well. So a very simple job, like I said, 60-page plus cover, and I'm going to move on to the next tab to show you other details as well. But before you do that, you'll see that there is entire different fields here which shows you the paper format, the end format. You can put in any remarks that you want, and also calculates your total number of sheets required for this job, and includes things such as scrap or wastage if necessary. So once I've configured the job, on the Print General tab, I can also do additional things, such as if I want to specify if I want to do any foiling on the cover or any embossing on the cover or any sort of lamination, all that can be achieved as well. The web print and the web general tab allows us to configure jobs for web-fed machines as well, be it digital or offset. And the bind overview tab helps us to configure the binding or the finishing operations. So for this job, I'm using saddle stitching. And again, you'll see all of these rules or all of these fields are defined at your company level. So if you do any other kind of binding or finishing, that can be specified in these user created tables and values as well. Once I'm done with binding, again in binding general tab, you'll see this additional functionality or other additional things you can do for the binding options as well. The delivery tab allows us to configure the deliveries for this configured template. So for example, if you want to have multiple deliveries for this quantity of 2500 booklet, we can configure all those lines in the delivery tab as well. We can also specify what kind of wrapping we want and what kind of packages we want. And if you want to further define how many pallets we would need, that can be defined here as well. And again, the system looks at the different factors inside the module, such as the size of the box, the size of the finished product as well, and will give you an estimate of how many packages or the type of wrapping you would require and how many pallets would you need to pack this job on. So once I've specified all of the different fields inside this configuration, I can click on total price. So the total price button, when clicked, defaults to a nice little graph here, which shows me what's the fixed cost on the job, how much margin I'm making, what's the variable cost, and what's the labor cost. And all of these things are also specified on the left hand side of the screen as well. But what I want to do is I want the system to generate a dynamic BOM and route for me. And when I say BOM, I mean bill of materials, all the articles or materials I would need for this job, and also the operations in a route to flow in a logical order. So when I was talking about base product, when we click on total price, the system basically goes and looks for all the operations that match up against this job. It actually goes inside the base product, looks at all the conditions that we've specified and all the business rules we've put in, and comes up with the most optimized production route and a bill of material. So if I want to see the route and BOM, I can click on components. It shows me all the lines that I would need for this job. So for example, I need some pre-press proofing, such as digital blue line proofs. I also have some proofs coming on the press for the cover as well. There's machine time for the actual make ready and the printing as well, along with plates that I would need for this job. And again, you'll see it's taking it across the cover section, and also giving me the paper I would need and the ink consumption and the varnish for the job as well, and also showing me the same details for the body or for the inside pages as well. So in a one quick snapshot, I can see the entire route from pre-press down to delivery based on the business rules that we've put in as per part of the manufacturing standards. One more thing that we can look at is we can group these different operations or these different again different operations into predefined buckets of what we call base groups. So we can see against each base group, in my case it's more like a department, I can see how much pre-press time I have, how much material I have, and the cost and the price for the paper, the manufacturing cost and the price, the finishing, the delivery, and if I had any subcontracting operation, I could see that in this screen as well. So basically, again, all these base groups are defined at the user level or at your company level, so you can base it on departments or any other category you would like. One more thing I want to talk about in today's session is a functionality we call extended price list. In the print world, every customer wants to see different variations of a job. Variations meaning different run quantities, different number of colors, or even different pages or page counts. So how hard it is to create a one list for all the pricing options based on these variables. And it's not hard at all. We made it very simple inside DynamicsPrint. So I have a job here. It's a 16-page booklet, and I want to show you how the extended price list functionality works. I'm going to click on the extended price list where I've predefined different variables. For example, I have different run quantities, and you can have as many as you want. And I have different number of pages and 4/0 and a 4/4 color job. And I'm also trying to do a little what if analysis, saying what if I printed this on a Komori versus some other press, let's say a Speedmaster, and what if I also printed on a digital press as well. So you can also do what if analysis if you wanted to. So once we create these combinations, when I click on calculate for this job, I can see all the different combinations for all the different variables I had defined. For example, different run quantities running on different machines, different number of colors, and so on and so forth. So I can, again, if I wanted to export into Excel, I could export into Excel and see all these different combinations in Excel spreadsheet as well. One more capability that I want to talk about is the factor tables inside DynamicsPrint. So we know the speed of the machine will get modified based on different factors for the job. For example, it could be paper thickness, it could be the run quantity, it could be the finish of the paper, and so on and so forth. We can basically create intelligence inside the system to control the speed curves based on different factors, and we call that as factor table. So here I have a factor table for run quantity where I have specified different variables based on the input and the output type. So I can control and say when my run quantity is above a certain range, my speed on the machine can be defined in hours as well. So this is just one example for speed curves, but then we can also create speed curves or factors for make ready time based on the type of job it is, the kind of paper we're using, and so on and so forth. So what it does is it intelligently looks at the checks at the speed of the machine based on these different variables. I hope you liked this session today with me. Some of the benefits that we talked in this introductory session were ease of use, how easy it is to use the DynamicsPrint estimation module, and also how flexible it is around job configuration and other details as well. And one of my favorites is the user friendliness. It's very easy to use. We can attach images everywhere in the application, and importantly, every time a new job comes in, we don't have to create a new estimate. We can create predefined templates for these configurations, and then if a change is made by the customer in run quantity, or the customer wants another quote for different run quantity or different kind of paper, we can use these predefined templates to quickly create those sales quotes and send them over to the customer. I hope you enjoyed the session as much as I did. Thank you.